Hello everyone, it is Saturday, April 8th, and I am coming to you today with a vlog about someone has COVID. Now what? An introduction to crisis management. To be clear, no one at our company, to my knowledge, has COVID. But the reason I have resurrected the vlog is to discuss what happens when someone does get diagnosed. I believe it is important that we prepare for the inevitability now so that we stay aligned and react not only appropriately, but in a way that aligns with our values. Just this morning, Apple alerted me that, quote, the coronavirus is never going away. Well, end quote. While not ideal, we must face these facts and act with them in mind. When I began writing down my thoughts, I realized that many of the tenets I was advocating for are basic principles of crisis management that can be applied to many different types of situations. One thing that 8 years of complex commercial litigation taught me is how to manage serious situations with a clear head. It's kind of implying I'm like an ambulance chaser or something with this at the time, but that's not the case. That is not the kind of law that I practiced. But in all seriousness, it did teach me how to manage serious situations with a clear head. So I wanted to share some of those experiences with you today so that we can prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally. So when we hit bumps in the road, like a COVID diagnosis, we will reject our lizard brain's initial reaction of seeking out blame and shaming people, and instead choose bravery, empathy, kindness, and come together stronger. So what are we going to cover today? First, we're going to take a look at how we will handle as a company a COVID diagnosis or other crisis from a strategic perspective. Second, I'm going to share with you why this is personal and emotional for me and spurring me to advocate for a compassionate response from all of you specifically. So at the end of the day, we can say, I was scared, but I was also brave. And I didn't just help myself, I helped others. Let's get started. How are we going to handle a COVID diagnosis or other crisis at our company? First, we will be calm, clear-headed, and we will not panic. Tactically, Natalie and I are constructing a detailed plan for this scenario. But if as a group we are aligned on our response, those are just details. Panic is the worst thing that someone can do in any life-threatening situation. Any person who has taken swimming lessons knows this. In the legal world, I saw way more people get burned after panicking and deleting emails, or panicking and then sending off a text or an email, and got way harsher consequences than if they had just faced the underlying offense. Panic is counterproductive, and at this company, it is not welcome. Extreme fear can neither fight nor fly. Alice goes down, we follow a process, we will get through it. Your client's threatening to cancel because we can't deliver a feature, talk about it with people, but we will go on, we will be okay. Your client services buddy is freaking out and asking you to build something today. Don't get pulled in. Keep a good mind clear, knowing that we can only help each other from a clear mental state. If you are panicking and can't stop, ask for help and remove yourself from the situation. Some of you heard about this, but I recently ran into a situation. I was going down Ashland and I saw this lady hit a guy on a bike, and I had to pull over and in the middle of Ashland try to redirect traffic, try to help this guy, and all the while this lady was losing her mind, panicking. And because she didn't stay calm, she wasn't able to get out of the way, she wasn't able to help this guy, she wasn't able to meaningfully contribute to the situation at all, which I get it, she panicked. But the thing, luckily the guy was okay, you know, knock on wood, he rode away on his bicycle, but it could have made the situation much worse if someone had hit her from behind because she didn't pull over, or I couldn't get her to back up because she was freaking out. And that could have helped him get away earlier. So in those situations, one of the only ways to kind of be ready for an unexpected situation is to discuss it before it happens. So that's why we're kind of visiting this today. The second thing that we will do if there's a COVID diagnosis or in any crisis is we will be kind and we will live true to our values. We will not blame or shame people. Adversity does not build character, it reveals it. Health issues specifically have a way of activating a very specific fear and primal savagery in all of us, for our own health and life and for that of our family or loved ones. Parts of this fear are completely healthy. It leads us to wear masks, to have diligent personal hygiene, social distance, avoid attractive nuisances, etc. But it can quickly turn into something nasty and inhumane that makes us forget our collective humanity. The reason we must fight the urge to blame or shame others is twofold. First, in our situation of a COVID, in the COVID pandemic, there's a 2-week window that you might have contracted the virus. There's asymptomatic spread and questions with even the top scientists around the exact way that it's spread or how long it can remain on surfaces, etc. Even the contact tracers are having a very difficult time finding out where people got it unless they're in huge groups that they can pinpoint. So us in our seat, if someone catches COVID, us speculating is even worse, right? I bet TC didn't wash her mask enough. I bet it's because she orders in food instead of cooking. I knew this would happen because she was going into the office. I could go on and on, but the truth is we are all playing the COVID lottery in different ways. And while fear can help keep us safe, at the end of the day, fear does not stop sickness or death. For the sake of our lives and our livelihoods, life must continue on. We must be safe and also brave. Judgment and blame are inappropriate here, as we are all good human beings wanting the same thing. We want to be safe and healthy. We want to be mentally and emotionally strong and financially sound. At the end of the day, and financially stable. At the end of the day, no one is in full control of whether or not they have COVID. If you ever step out of your house or have anything delivered, you have a lottery ticket just the same as everybody else. We all need to acknowledge this truth and realize that we do not fear the unknown. We fear what we think we know about the unknown. Until there is no sinner among us, we will not and cannot claim moral superiority to each other or any person that catches this invisible disease. The second reason I'm advocating against the rampant culture of blame and shame is because it's making the pandemic worse. People won't get tested or they won't talk to the contact tracers out of fear of being shunned by their friends, family, and colleagues. This leads to something that all of us should care about: bad and inaccurate data. If we can't be resilient, compassionate, and kind with one another, why would someone be vulnerable with their truth? You say because it's the right thing to do, of course, but it's also the right thing to do to humble ourselves, acknowledge the lack of control that everybody has, refuse to split hairs on exactly how other people are putting themselves at risk, or place yourself on a pedestal because you never left your home, but someone else went on vacation or visited a loved one. Judging a person does not define them. It does not define who they are. It defines who you are. Blame and shame will not be welcome here in a crisis, with a COVID diagnosis or any other type of crisis. A client cancels, a feature falls flat, an update blows up. We will not blame and burn people. We'll figure out why it happened. We'll support each other and we'll learn to be better together. So why is this important to me? Why did I resurrect the crazy vlogging for this? I will tell you. As I believe all of you know and feel, I care deeply and ferociously for this company, for all of you, and for our clients. Managing the competing interests of these three things can sometimes be a little tricky, but I believe the same golden string connects them all. And that string can most easily be seen in our value that we care. My personal thoughts fall into two buckets: our company and the industry. Our company. For many years, and brick by brick, we have built a safe haven for people in this company. A place where we value honesty and integrity, freedom and accountability, vulnerability, trust, respect, playfulness, fun, and love. The negativity and judgment and divisiveness permeating the world around us does not belong here, nor is it welcome. Will we scream and claw and fight about product features, scope changes, quality code, and office snacks? Of course, for now until forever. But we will not fight each other as human beings or tolerate anyone making this a place of personal judgment, blame, or shame. In practice, this means honoring the pillars and supporting each other and understanding and being grateful and thankful for the people at our office that put themselves at a higher risk for our collective good. Natalie comes into the office every week to touch and process checks so we can all get paid. Cameron expands his bubble to our new colleagues so that they can succeed at their job, make a salary, and become an integral part of our team. We're ensuring that our next team members that we're adding are good fits by meeting them in person as safely as possible at some personal risk to ourselves and our families. It is why also at the beginning of this pandemic, the leadership team was honest about the ultimate commitment to return to the office, but why we have also chosen to go slowly and carefully because of the risks around us. The second reason this topic is a bit emotional for me is because I believe we should never, ever forget that the people we serve are essential workers in the very truest sense. We serve individuals that do not have our privilege to work from home. They risk exposure every day and every hour to care for others, elders, and more, despite their own personal risk factors and vulnerability of their family members. Our work is essential to their work. I believe it is our responsibility to provide them with our best effort and service during this time, and that it would be the height of hypocrisy to draw a line at anything potentially that could put us at risk when their lives are on the line every day at a much higher risk level than our own. So what does this mean? What does this all mean? It means that we will remain committed to doing our best to protect the health of the company and the people while serving our clients to the best of our ability. We will continually strive to do what is right and what is safe. Will it be perfect? No. Will we make mistakes? 100%. Will there be hard discussions and decisions that we have to have as we navigate this situation? Absolutely. But we are in this together, and we will not lose our humanity. We will be true to ourselves and our values. We will not let fear rule our lives. We will refrain from judging one another. We will not blame or shame one another. We will not tolerate divisiveness or fragmentation. We will trust and support each other. We will treat each other with kindness and compassion. We will show up with good attitudes, get it done. We will act with integrity. We will solve problems. We will find ways to say yes, and we will assume good intentions. We will be open and honest and humble about what we don't know. We will be safe and we will be iterative. We will hold each other accountable from a place of love. We will love ourselves and each other and our clients in the most work-appropriate way possible. We will get through this together, and we're going to do it the right way. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all this week.